morning. Welcome to this Friday's Fat Quarter Shop live stream. Super excited. Got lots of stuff to show you guys. So I just have like so much stuff. I'm so excited. So first I'm going to show you, Moda just came out with their newest release last week. And all of these groups that I'm going to be showing you ship in August or September. They're all on our coming soon page, so you can either pre-buy them or reserve them, you know, just get notified when they come in. So I'm just going to give you a little snippet of some of them. So these are not in any particular order. They're just how my son stacked them up. So the first one is Print Shop by Sweetwater. It is red, black, and white. Is that showing, Lily?
Kind of.
Okay,
maybe if you do it, yeah, like that.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing something wrong. Okay. So just to give you like a little glimpse of the colors. And it will mix really nicely with their other groups. I love when the designers keep the collections similar colors. So that's the first one. The next one is called Good Day by me and my sister. And this one has lots of colors. It's got yellow, purple, blue, green, pink, white. It's got lots of colors. So, and all of this is on our website, so you can look there. But I'm just going to give you a little glimpse. This one is beautiful. It's called Harper's Garden by Sherry and Chelsea. And these patterns are actually already on our website. So there is, I'm going to do that again.
Oh, real quick, we have a new member.
Yay!
Mary Towns, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi,
Oh, this one is beautiful. This one's called My Redwood Garden, and it is red and whites by Bunny Hill and Sutton. And on that one, I wanted to show you, she has a quilt kit that I really like. It is right here. So it's a quilt kit that is set up kind of like she writes the pattern like a block of the month, but you can get the kit all at once. And it's got piecing, applique, and embroidery. And her kits are always super popular. This is Bubble Pop by American Jane. Lots of colors in this. Lots of red and black. Spotted. Okay, so Spotted is a basic by Zen Chic, and we already have some in stock. And what they did was, since it's selling really good, they just went and added colors to kind of round it out and give it more variety. So there's going to be new colors coming out, and it'll have yardage and pre-cuts and all the things. This is one of my favorites. This is called Sugar Creek by Cory Odor. It's absolutely beautiful. It works really well with strawberry jam that just came out. And she has beautiful wovens. They have a beautiful soft feel. And like on this one, you can see some of them have a sashiko look. So it looks like little sashiko stitching. It's got stitching in there. And a couple of them have that. So if you want that look on your quilt, you can just sew it right in. So those go together. There's a print and a woven. This is called Finnegan, and it is by Brenda Riddle Designs, Acorn Quilt Company. And it's got pink, blue, yellow, green, purple. I think her purple's really pretty, so I'm going to show you that. I'm not usually a purple person, but her purple, really pretty. And we have Shelbyville by Joe Morton. So if you like 1800s reproductions, you will like this. And we have Shifakarni. I don't even know how you say it. I'm not even going to pretend I know. So it's French General, and it's back to her reds and taupey grays. So it's just a red group. It doesn't have blues or anything. It's just red and taupe. And then Bramble's really cute. There's a panel that goes with this. And it's got, this time it's squirrels and foxes. So it will play well with her other stuff, but she just has different animals this time. And this time her panel has a little bit more spacing between the cut lines, so that if you want a fussy cut, you don't lose as much. So that has been an improvement, just in case you had an issue with that in the past. And then our very last one is called Northport. It is by Minnick and Simpson, and it is their beautiful red, white, and blue. And they have really cool plaids also. And then there's one other that I want to show you that was on paper. So when you buy fabric from a manufacturer, if I don't get pre-cuts in advance for photos, they call it on paper, which means they don't print any pre-cuts in advance. And we bought one because in Kimberly Stitch Squad on Facebook, a lot of people wanted it. It's called Wonder, and it's really cute. It is by Kate and Birdie. And so I don't have any fabric to show you, but it's really nice and soft, and really cute pattern up here. This is going to be a project sheet that has 2 patterns in one, and so really cute, simple stuff. And then Moda also has some pre-made items that I want to show you. These are going to be some pre-made goods that you can buy that are French General fabrics. One is like a little tote. This will roll up, so you can like put your supplies, go to a retreat. So that'll be super cute. Let me see what else there is. In the front, I know there's and if you want to look at this catalog, I believe you can view it on Moda's site. So here are some of the pre-cut goods, and on this side you'll see that she's got some embroidery kits, and there's a linen panel in this group, and she's got some Cosmo thread kits that will go with it. So I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, and then this bag right here I really like. It's 2-sided, so you can either have the brown side or the red side showing. And then this cute little measuring tape, just cute for decor. So lots of cute stuff from Moda coming up. I just wanted to show you guys. And then I have actually been sewing, which is really exciting for me because I haven't been getting to sew a ton, or I have been sewing a ton, but I can't show you. I actually have the Sew Sampler quilt right over there. I can see it, but I can't show you guys for next year. I've just got to put the binding on this weekend, and it is beautiful. And I think you guys are going to really love it because I got a lot of feedback all these years. And if y'all don't love this quilt, I just don't even know what to say, because you're going to love it. I already know. So in the very first video of the year, I started a thing called Patchwork Pinwheels. And basically using my leftover scraps, using the H100 roll of triangles on a roll, using 4 of them, 4 squares at one time, you get 2 pinwheels each. You can refer to that video. We can add the link in the descriptions. But I am now at, I'm keeping tally, 162. So I made 44 this week. So I'm super excited. They're all in this little bucket. I know you guys have been asking where you can get the bucket. It's Home Goods. I got it a long time ago. It's just like a decor that I have in my house. It's probably 2 years old, so probably not going to be able to find the exact one, but I just buy stuff when it's cute. One thing that I have been using is this Tailor's Clapper to make it flat, because on the back I'm not spinning my seams. I'm just keeping them on one side, so this is really helpful. And basically the whole point of me doing this is to use a little bit of a scrap from everything that I used in my Sew Sampler quilt. So, I mean, in my, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, sorry. Using all of my leftover scraps from the year. So I got to make a lot from my Sew Sampler quilt. So if you want a hint, that's a square from my Sew Sampler leftovers. And we have a new Jolly Bar by Fig Tree. It's Chantilly, and a Jolly Bar is exclusive to Fat Quarter Shop. It's a rectangle that's 5 by 10, and in every Jolly Bar we have a free pattern that comes on the back. If you ever can't find it, it's on the back They're all unique patterns, and so it comes with a free pattern, and you would just have to add like your background, binding, backing, all that kind of stuff. And you know, I love fig tree stuff. So this is the free pattern that goes with this one. It's called Brookside. Super easy, super beginner, and I actually was thinking this morning that this would be so beautiful on a bed. Like if you just bought like 6 of them or something, and I love it. It doesn't waste any of the fabric, and you really get to see the prints, and I just really, really like this one. So there's that. I want to keep it. I didn't make it. I want to keep it. And then so I have been sewing. I got my patchwork pinwheels done, and I also got caught up on Laurie Holt's free pattern called Vintage Block Along, except that now I'm not caught up because she posted another block yesterday and I didn't have time to make it. So, but I was behind forever. So 3 weeks ago she posted this little block, and of course I don't remember the names, but these cute little blocks. And when I made these, I made them slightly different than she made them. I used the same paper I'm using for the patchwork pinwheels, the H100, to make them. She did hers differently, but it looks the same. I mean, nobody would know the difference. And then this is another one of her blocks, and I love it because it's pink. And then this is another one of the blocks. I was lucky enough for Laurie to pick my fabrics for that one, so that was awesome. So she also has one new block, so I'll show that to you next week. But I'm super excited to have this caught up, and of course when I have leftovers from this, I use them to make my patchwork pinwheels. So I got that, and then we have a new thing for our store. So we have a book called Vintage Christmas. Can you grab it for me? It's right there. Sorry. It's called, I don't know why I didn't have it over here. Sorry. It's Vintage Christmas. It's Laurie Holt's book, and our publishing division is called It's So Emma, named after my daughter Emma. And in the book, there is a whole section of 2-color quilts. So I'm going to flip through and just give you a look, in case you don't have this book, what it looks like. So she put, with each color, just one block from the book. And there's 8 colors that she did. But in the quilts, she just did one block over and over. And so with everything we do, we always want to show you lots of ways to use your book, so that when you get your book, you don't just use, you don't just make one quilt and then put it aside and then that's all you do with it. So Laurie and I came up with a 2-color quilt sew along, and I'm going to show you mine, the way that it looks finished, and then I'm going to show you some blocks that my team is working on. So this is the quilt that's finished. I'm not going to put it right side up because I don't know which way is right side up. But we have a quilt kit with this. We're almost out of them. We're going to have more next week. And the backing sets are sold out, but we'll have more early next week. So there's basically 9 blocks. It uses a solid, a light print, and a gingham. And there is rickrack in the binding that is optional. And of course, on the back of mine, I had to do a block and sew it in the back. So this is my block. And in here it says Kimberly Jolly. And I got this label from the Sweetwater Label Club. And I get that once a month. So that is my quilt. So that is the denim colorway. And if you go to our blog, it starts April 4th, which is next Thursday. We're going to give you a PDF that you can print out that tells you cut this many of this color from the book. But you do need the book for the instructions. So I'm going to show you all the beautiful blocks that everybody made. And these are the different colorways that we have a sheet. I don't have it printed. Yes, I do. It's right here. Sorry.
I was like, I just saw it.
No. So we have this sheet that you can download from our blog, and it tells you if you want to make denim, aqua, pink, sea glass, green, red, nutmeg, yellow. what colors Laurie recommends and how much you need to buy. The yardage is at the top. Or you can use Kona, you can use Bella, you can use anything. These, of course, are Riley Blake confetti cottons because Laurie designs for Riley Blake, and she also helps them pick their solid colors. So this is kind of a guide that you can start with, and it tells you how much you need to buy, and you can download that from our blog. And then each week on every Thursday, we'll give you a link that says, okay, make this block, cut. Doesn't give you the cut sizes, it just tells you from this fabric, follow this in the book. Sorry, I might have complicated things. So I'm going to show you all the colors. So this is aqua, and Kate made this one, and I'm super jealous because I love aqua too. I would make all of these if I could. So this is aqua, this is nutmeg, and Cheryl made this, and hers, I want to show you how beautiful the back looks. It is so flat.
That's perfect.
I know, it is like so flat, and when I saw it I was like, oh my gosh, it's so perfect. And then I looked at the back, and it's perfect because she pressed open, and Cheryl doesn't even like to press open, so I was kind of amazed. And then Denise made this one, and I'm just going to give a shout out to Denise and say that Denise always tells me every day that she doesn't like pink, but she wears pink shirts, and she made this pink block, so I now beg to differ that I might be converting you over to pink. This one Lily made, it's green.
Don't show the back.
Don't show the back?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't show the back. So this is Lily's, and she's doing green. And yellow is Deborah. All of these are just so pretty. And the red is Terry. And hers is also pretty perfect. If you look at the back, she did kind of a mix of open and to one side. And sea glass is Nancy. And then the denim is the one that I showed you that I made. And I made this quilt about, let me see, about 3 or 4 months ago. It was one of those secret projects. I also wanted to show you the quilting. I forgot to mention that our awesome quilter made this. So it is thread graffiti. And she is in our stitch squad, so I'm sure most of you know her, but the quilting is amazing, and I really like the scale and the pattern.
I think she's in the YouTube chat right now too.
Oh, she is. So if y'all want to get yours quilted by her, it's Gina Tell, but her company is Thread Graffiti. And I just really like the quilting, and she doesn't usually do binding, but I was in a bind and she did the binding, and I think she did it better than I could have done it. So y'all should send your quilts to her when y'all are done so that it looks the same. I love it. And then we have like something really exciting for you. We have a coupon. So we have this book. Moda does books, and they call their books, they're with Martingale, and they call them Moda All-Stars. So they have like Moda All-Stars charm packs, or they usually use a pre-cut. So there's some with charm packs, mini charm packs, and there's like a series of them. And their newest one is called On a Roll. And we are offering 20% off now through sometime next week. And the coupon is ROLL20, ROLL20. And that will give you 20% off. And we will put all of the exact details in the comments below so I don't screw anything up. But so if you want this book, it's ROLL20. But I'm going to show you some really cute some of the actual quilts from the book so you can actually see what's in it. So this one is by Bunny Hill Designs. It's so cute. And I want to show you the back. She, of course, Anna's like one of my friends, so I just love her. But this label is a great label idea. So if Lily wants to zoom in on it, I think she probably used her printer and some of the you can buy like fabric sheets that you can print on. So she did that, and what she did was she printed this on her printer, she added borders, and then she tucked it under, and then it's hand stitched down, and she actually put this on after it was quilted. So that's a little bit different than what I do. On the quilt that I just finished, that's the Sew Sampler for next year, I didn't have enough backing for me to do a pieced backing like I did here. So instead I did something very similar to this. I used the Joan Hawley hot hammer, and I stitched it down. I used stitch witchery, ironed it down so it would stay in place, and then I did a stitch around it, and then it's quilted in. But I usually sew it in, but I just didn't have enough fabric. This next one is by Betsey Touch. It's called Mountain Climbing. And all of these, again, use jelly rolls. So it's just a wonderful way to see different things you can do with a jelly roll. And the quilting on this is also really nice. It's like different waves, but the detail on this is, you gotta be talented to do this kind of detail with the points matching perfectly. So I am not sure who sewed this, but it's either Betsey or one of her friends, and it is amazing. So there's that one. And then this one is called On the Flip Side, and I'm going to show you something really cool with this. So this is something I've never seen before. This is Prairie Points. But instead of, okay, so Prairie Points you usually would use on maybe the edge. But so what a Prairie Point is a square that you fold on the diagonal once, or on in half once, and then in half again, and then this is a Prairie Point. So if you sewed it in a binding, for example, these are all, they're not raw edges, they're, you know, there's fabric, and then it can hang. But what they did is they did Prairie Points and they stitched it down. So it gives it dimension, but it's stitched down. And I've never seen that, and you can feel it. And there's also an awesome backing. So this is the kind of quilt I love, where you use your leftovers. And this is Lizzie McCrae. Anyway, it's awesome. Really love that one. And then this one is Sweet Butterfly, and it's by Stacy It's You. And of course, all of these use, is this upside down? I can't tell.
No, you're good.
Okay, so all of these people use their fabric designs, of course. I mean, their fabric that they design, but this is awesome. I mean, this would be so awesome for an adult or a child.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And that's in the book. And then this one is called One Roll Wonder, and it's super big. It's by Me and My Sister Designs. And it uses, it only uses one jelly roll, but since it's not chopped up very much, it makes it big. And then I want to show their backing. So this is probably a situation where they only had a little bit of yardage, so they used two different pieces on the back. So I love that. I love when backs are not just one fabric. So, a lot of quilts. So this again is called On a Roll. It's by Moda All-Stars. So basically Lisa Alexander compiles it, and I'm going to kind of show you all the quilts in it so that you can see all the others. So this is American Jane, has a quilt in there. Kansas Troubles. Lisa Bonjean, who is Primitive Gatherings. That quilting's really nice. This is Bada Bing, the one I just showed you, by Me and My Sister Designs. This is Sweetwater. Zen Chic. Stacy Issue. This is the butterfly. It's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one that we talked about, that's Lizzie McRae. It also says Pam Earhart. Janet Clare. Sherry McConnell. Cory Odor is this one. This one's really awesome. It's the one on the cover. Ann Sutton, again, the applique. And this one was Betsey Touch. And this one's really nice. This is Victory. And so there's a lot of content in there. So we're just giving you for a week Jelly 20 is 20% off. And then we have one other thing because we have so much stuff. So let me grab it. I've got a big old mess going on now, so I'm so sorry about that. But we have this book that came out that we published. It is called Cream and Sugar.
Not bread and butter.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to name it. So this is Cream and Sugar. Our books always have colored pictures, you know, really pretty. I'm just gonna brag on us. But this is my quilt that I made. So I'm just gonna show you the original and then kind of the different things you can do with it. That's my leftover blocks. So this is my quilt. And I've shown you guys that before. And then I'll show you this one. I put a little label at the bottom. I always do something different. And if I put it in the middle, that means I had a lot of fabric. Sorry, Lily.
No, you're good.
And if I put it at the bottom, that means I really just was running out of fabric. So here it is again, sorry. That's how it looks. But we always want to show you that you don't have to do things just like the book. And we do have a couple of block of the month set left. I think we have like 40, but when they're gone, they're gone. But we wanted to just show you different ways that you could make the same quilt. So this is more of kind of a reproduction-y. This uses a Ditta Sitar fabric from Andover, but you know, if you're not a brown person, you can do this. So if you wanted to do it in Sunprint by Allison Glass, this is the kind of look you could get. And all of this is on our blog. Or this is modern. If you wanted to do red and white, you could do Three Sisters, Cranberry. Or if you wanted to do blue and white, you could do Regency Sussex by Christopher Wilson Tate. So kind of, you know, since we did the brown and white, we thought we'd show you red and white, blue and white. And that's kind of easy to envision, I guess, but this is harder to envision.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to show you the lovely blocks we have that we started. So we're always trying to show you different ways. So Crystal made these. Crystal does a lot of our pattern writing and pattern designing. And so these are Sunprint by Andover, and she loves modern. And I can see that this right here is a Pinkerville print.
Uh-huh.
So this is kind of the start of her quilt. And so what she's going to be doing is sewing these, and just we'll be showing throughout our live streams kind of the look. We're going to put our fabric requirements on the blog. They're already on the blog. So if you wanted to switch out and, you know, make something modern or just change it around, we've got that on the blog, and the block of the month starts shipping on April 27th. So that's kind of all I have today, but that is like a lot of stuff. So I'm happy to answer any questions. I just went over like a million things, so I'm sure you guys have questions. So just let me know what I missed, because I'm sure, I don't know, I'm talking really fast, and I'm sure I missed a lot of things. I think I was just so excited. Like, I have all this stuff. I'm so excited.
There's a big debate in the YouTube comments if you said roll 20 or jelly 20 for the
Oh, I
coupon
probably
code.
screwed it up. Hold on.
It is in the description, guys.
Roll 20. So I bet I said it correct once and incorrect another time. So it's roll 20. And the reason that I have this little thing is because I screw up all the time. So it's roll 20. So, sorry.
And also just to clarify, Pinkerville is not by Allison Glass, it is by Tula Pink.
Yeah, so Pinkerville came in about a week or two ago. It is sold like crazy. We're now out of 2 of the prints. So sorry, we're getting more. But that's like a perfect example of you don't have to use one collection. So Crystal thought outside the box, and she was like, okay, this looks really good with sun print, but I need a background, so let me add something. So that's the whole point of what we're trying to show you, is just how you can take a book and you can do something totally different. Just like with Laurie Holt's vintage block along, you can make it your own. Like, you could totally do that in reproductions. You don't have to, just because you see something, you don't have to make it exactly the same. You can do whatever you want.
Also, think outside the block sounds like a great motto, because you know, blocks.
Yeah.
Thing.
Did I say that?
You almost said it, and then you said blocks. So I was like, that actually sounds brilliant.
I was like, I don't think I'm not that smart.
Personal interjection there.
Yeah.
Okay, Laurie said, good morning from Utah. Love your shirt, Kimberly.
Thanks. So this is Laurie's brand new shirt. It says Farm Girl Vintage, and it's got a cute little tag on the back. Or, I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, it's like a...
Whatever, it's cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is Laurie's new shirt. And she has another one that says Eat, Sleep, Quilt, and then another one that says something else. I don't know. Sorry.
Something else.
1, 2, 3. I don't know.
One stitch at a time?
One stitch at a time, yeah. I was like, I know it has 1 in it.
That's funny. Laurie had also said, when you had mentioned that the Sew Sampler quilt was on the other side of the room, she's like, Lily just accidentally turned the camera over to the Sew Sampler quilt so we can see it.
Yeah, I'll show y'all later. I can't show you all at once. It's really cute. It's really, we tried to come up with something, because those are like our little bonus cards in the Sew Sampler box. We try to come up with something that would appeal to everybody and different. This is like our 4th one. So, you know, you always have to reinvent the wheel. So, but this one's great. Of course, I always like all of them. It's hard to say you don't like something that you approve, I guess.
And then Wilma Evans was asking, when you're using the clapper, do you use steam in your iron?
I always use steam in my iron. So what I do is I will iron like 10 of them. Well, I do them in mass. So like, pretend this is my ironing board. So I'll have like 3, 3, and 3. Like I'll stack a bunch of them. And then when they're hot, I put it on there. And then I go back to my sewing machine and I'm like sewing more. I come back, cut, iron, take these off, put them in my little bucket, and then just keep going. But it does really help get them flat. Of course, this is the size you're supposed to use. But because the other thing you could do is you could snap your seam. I can't remember. It's not called that, but it's something where you like cut here and then you press each side like this. I just don't like to do that, so it will lay flatter that way, but I feel like it stresses the seam a little bit, and I don't want my quilt to come apart, and I'm just not good at it, and I don't trust myself to like not cut through the block. But if you're good at it, you could do that. It's called pop the seam, but I just don't do it. So.
Karen Sue says, good morning from Houston. Is the Notion roll-up available to pre-order?
Yes, it is not available to pre-order. It is on our coming soon page. It should be. If it's not, it'll get online today. I'll talk to Denise. But it will be we won't pre-sell it. We'll just have it notified that notify when it comes in.
And then Tattooed Quilter, when you showed the 2-color quilt, said, "Eep, I love that."
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Wilma Evans says, what size are the blocks for the 2-color quilt?
12-inch.
And Teresa was asking, how beginner is a 2-color quilt along? I have a friend who is a new quilter.
It's very easy. Very easy. I was able to put that together in like 3 days, and the pieces are pretty big. So really easy.
If I can do it, guys.
Yeah.
A beginner can do it.
Yeah.
Nita Break says, what was the name of the book? And I think it was the Honor Roll book.
Yeah, it's called Honor Roll.
And Laurie Albrechtston was asking, does the mountain climbing quilt come with a kit?
No. So on those, the mounting, I can tell you the collection that was used and how much fabric requirements it has. These are quilts that were actually in the book. Martingale was lovely enough to mail them to us so that we can show you, because I feel like it's always good to get inspiration of what other people are doing. So, mountain climbing uses 1 jelly roll. I'm not sure which jelly roll this is. It doesn't list. But it is definitely Betsey Touch fabric. And it uses 2 3/8 yard for setting triangles and then binding and backing. I can't remember the name of this collection, but it is definitely Betsey Touch fabric. It's an older one.
Okay. Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong thing. There we go. Susan Fife was asking, what was the name of the Christmas book?
Vintage Christmas. It is right here. And it has 206 pages.
Nikki on Facebook was asking, what do you do with all the quilts that you just showed?
So the Martingale quilts go back to Martingale because I don't own them. What is this called? Lily?
The cream and sugar?
Cream and sugar.
Okay.
So that one will probably stay at work for a little bit. The 2-color quilt is going to hang in Kevin's office because he has no quilts hanging, and every other office has quilts hanging. So that one's going to go in Kevin's office. And yeah, some of them go in my living room, some of them go in my closet in my bedroom because I keep quilts there. I have a quilt rack in my room that I change out. And then I've got a big closet, like a really nice piece of furniture. I don't know what you call it. Lily might know. But it's like got glass. It's in our conference room. It has all our quilts.
Oh, it's like a cabinet?
It's like a cabinet that's just super tall and has glass so that you can see it. So I kind of just keep them wherever. If my kids really like something, it'll go in their bedroom. They have probably 40 or 50 upstairs. I don't know. They have this new thing where, it's called, so they have forts, and that's totally fine. But now they have taken it to the next level. So my twins have beds like this, and they put a fort, like they put quilts like above it. And then they have a fort so they can get under it, and they sleep in the fort. Well, now my other son has decided that he needs to have a fort for his stuffed animals. So he has a stuffed animal fort in his bed when he goes to bed. And then anyway, it's quite hilarious. So yeah, the quilts get used a lot for forts. They'll come and ask me, oh, can I have this? I'm like, sure, whatever.
Kate says china cabinet, maybe?
Yeah, china cabinet.
That's funny. Okay. And then Gudama was asking, how was your vacation?
Oh, the vacation was fun. We went to San Diego, and we went to the zoo, which was awesome. The safari park, which was, I thought it was really good. SeaWorld, and then we did like a little boat tour, and we went to like a small little amusement park. I loved the zoo. My kids liked it. It was kind of like an all-day thing. And really all my kids want is to go get on roller coasters. So it's hilarious. It's just funny because me and Kevin just want to look at the animals and like read all the signs and like learn about stuff. And my kids are like, where's the roller coaster? They went to SeaWorld and got on this roller coaster 8 times.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, okay, at some point I thought they were just going to be like, let's go home. My head hurts. It's too much. They were just like going. They basically went on it until it closed. And I was just like, y'all are crazy.
That's fun. A suggestion from Donnell on Facebook, she said, call it a glass front armoire. That sounds nice and fancy to me. That sounds cool. Darlene Roan says, can you please say again where you got your personalized label?
So I belong to, it's Sweetwater Co. So I think it's like sweetwaterco.com, something like that. If you just search on Google Sweetwater Label Club, And I pay for it. She's not paying me to say this in any way. I pay for my labels, and I am in her label club, and you get you get one a month, and on it you get 2 labels. And I keep them in a little baggie, and then as I'm making my quilts, I just pull them out. And I try to sew them in so that, and the last one I wasn't able to sew in, so I applique in. I could show you. I think I could probably show that. Let me get that one. I'll show you. Let me see if I can find the label though. So on this one, I had to applique it in because I didn't have enough fabric. So you can see that it is, like, you can feel it. So I just got one of her labels, added a border. I used a hot hemmer. I think that's what it's called. It's by Joan Hawley and Clover. Ironed it under, got it all the way under, and then I added stitch witchery, ironed it on top, and then I did a stitch in the same color thread all the way around. So when he quilted it, it got quilted into the quilting. But I always put some kind of label on my quilts. Like sometimes in the middle of my quilt, I will just do the backing because I love to do the backing so much. So I think you have to change the camera back. Sorry.
Thank you. Yes, did not notice that.
You can be looking at the wall.
Yeah, you're just going to be staring at the wall, guys. Sorry. It's a nice wall. Brenda Merritt says, are all the quilts that you've shown long-armed?
Yes. Yeah.
And Nita Brake was asking, is this book available now? I think all the books we've shown.
Yeah, everything we're showing is available now, except for the Moda, which is a pre-sale.
And Charlie Lane was saying, when will Cream and Sugar start shipping?
It ships on April 27th. Thank you, Kate, for having that on my piece of paper.
Okay.
Because I don't ever know the answers.
Nancy Rojas says, I love your glasses. Are those Tiffany?
They are, and I'm going to tell you that I'm so frustrated with them. So first, okay, so I had to get glasses like 4 years ago, and I went and got some. And they were totally fine. And I used them through 2 different prescriptions because I don't want to buy like new ones. So after like 3 years, I was like, well, you know, they're kind of getting rickety. I need to get some new ones. That was a bad decision because these keep breaking. And I keep having to go get the screws replaced. It's horrible. They're kind of, I don't know, I'm a little bit frustrated with them. I kind of wish I would just have kept my other ones. But for being really expensive, they should be better quality. Sorry, I'm just like, so, you know, I have to have them. I can't see without them, so.
Annie Rose asking, can we have a hint for the Sew Sampler quilt?
Your hint is that backing. So if you can figure out what collection that backing is from, you'll know the collection that's used. So that's a pretty big hint. It's pretty easy to tell what it is. And I don't even have the, binding, oops. I don't even have the binding on, so you can tell this is like the long armor that did this. I don't like my backings cut, so that's what I'm going to do today is cut this down, put my binding on, and hopefully have it for Monday. Hopefully have it done Monday.
And Dawn Knoll says, I'm new to quilting. Do you ever pre-wash your fabric?
So we will link in there, but I starch on my fabric. I don't pre-wash anything. I always starch. I have several videos on how I starch, but I have a whole setup in my bathroom going. I have a little setup on my bathtub, and I have a whole like clothes drying rack in a shower. So I starch on my fabric, which pre-shrinks it and makes it really easy to sew with, so that I get really nice points.
Marcy Baker says, how are you making the pinwheels from scraps from current projects?
Yes, so there's a video, we'll link to it. I think I filmed it on January 3rd, but I have all the detail in there, but it's all just leftover scraps and backgrounds.
Yeah, it was our first live stream this year.
Yeah, and what I'm going to do is, at the end of the year, I'm going to show you what I do with mine. So it's probably going to be a quilt with acrylic, really crazy fancy backing. I was kind of hoping I'd be at 300 by now, but I'm not. So.
Starting through all the questions. Okay. Patty Snyder says, did you say that you will carry the French General Notion roll-up?
Yes.
And Donna Cook says, can we buy triangles on the roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
So everything we're showing you can buy at Fat Quarter Shop, and if you're going to do the pinwheels, you can do any size you want. I'm using H100. And then I get from 4 squares, I get 2 pinwheels.
Okay, we're getting a lot of questions, so I'm going to kind of pick and choose the bigger ones. Gloria Martin was saying on the Rhinology quilt, what's the best way to tell which is the front or back of the background fabric? I'm having a hard time, and does it really matter?
It does matter on this one. So what I do, and this is kind of an OCD thing, is as I cut, you know, I usually cut 2 layers at a time. So if I cut a square, I've got 4 stacks. At that time, when I pull it off my table, I will put top, and then I'll flip the next one top. Like, I flip it right side up before I put it on the table that I'm going to piece with. So after I cut, I just kind of put it so that it's always right side up, if that makes any sense. But this one does matter. And there were a couple of times where I had it pieced in wrong, and I unpicked it and fixed it. Because, I mean, I'm really OCD about that stuff, but I do think you can tell on this one. If it's like a Bella Solid or a Kona Solid, it doesn't matter.
And we're getting a few questions about the Sew Sampler subscription and when spots might be available.
So, we have a waiting list, and some people were notified in the last 24 hours that spots were opening up. You have 48 hours to reserve your spot, and then it's going to go to more people next week.
We're working on it, guys. Okay, and then the other big question we're getting is, how much has Rhinology raised so far?
Oh my gosh, $16,200. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. We should be to 20,000 soon, and Make-A-Wish reached out to us, and we're going to already be able to start granting wishes in June. So that's super exciting, because in the past we haven't been able to do them, like we haven't raised enough money until the end of the year to be able to do the wishes. So that's super exciting.
And are we going to have the other colorways for the 2-color quilt in kits?
We're not, but I'm going to make sure that we have enough yardage. So I had stocked up on all the yardages. We posted the blog. Some have sold out, but today one of the things I'm going to do is just make sure we have enough. The C120 denim is out of stock. I ordered 500 yards yesterday. I will have it on Wednesday. I mean, we'll totally be back in stock in all of it. And also, I mean, you can use whatever colors you want. We just wanted to give you like a base to start with, because a lot of people don't like to pick their own. And we also wanted it to match her book. So Laurie handpicked all those fabrics for us.
Okay. On the month table runner, can we starch it? I'm assuming it's the Riley Blake.
So on the Riley Blake Table Runner Club, that's now closed. I saw the kits. I think you probably have enough to starch. I didn't really look. I looked at the kit, and it's super cute, but I didn't like measure. But if it was me, I would starch, and if I ran out, I would just buy some more. But I think you probably have enough. They're obviously, like, we're super generous with our kids. Like, we give way too much fabric, so I'm not sure how they do it, but it's super cute. I would starch it if it was me.
And we're getting a big call for confetti canning for granting wishes.
Yay!
Yay! Yes, it worked. Yay. Okay, we got 2 confetti cannons for wishes. And okay, is there a kit or pattern for the quilt hanging behind you?
So this is Threadology. This is our free charity quilt that we're raising money for Make-A-Wish that we were talking about, and the kits are sold out, sorry. But the fabric requirements are on our blog, so you could start there.
And can you use layer cakes for the 2-color quilt?
No, I don't. I mean, if you wanted it to not be a 2-color quilt and you wanted it to just be like different colors, yes. I mean, you can. I still think you're going to need more of that background. But if you wanted it just for like the star points and the accents, yes. But it's not going to be enough to make the whole quilt out of just 3 fabrics.
And is the coupon code we gave just for the book, or is it on any order?
Just for the book.
How's Piggy?
Piggy is good. He stinks. He's really bad. Oh my gosh. He peed on, so my sister-in-law came because her son is, he basically is super genius level, and so I guess the, like, I don't know, like, what do you call it? Like, that you want to be like an astronaut or something, some kind of engineer with that. I don't know. He's just super smart. So they had like 3 kids come. They hand selected to come and like tour UT and this personal tour. So he came to town. They came to town. And I was out of town, of course. And so he had to sleep in his cage. And then she let him out of the cage. And instead of like, I guess she didn't know you have to like carry him outside or he'll pee. So he goes right to her bag where her like shoes are, her jacket. He peed on it. And Kevin was like about to kill me when I got home. And I was like, well, you should know how to take care of that. He's so bad.
Oh.
He's really bad. So he's good, but he's naughty.
Okay, and then to clarify for So Sampler, if you're already a subscriber, do they need to sign up again?
No. And don't cancel, because if you cancel, you can't get your spot back for a long time. So just stay in there. Yeah.
And how long do we think the wait might be if you're on the wait list?
I don't know. We're going to see based on the results of how many people really buy today. So I should know more next week.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go back down here. Are you using triangle paper to sew your pinwheels?
Oh, of course. I don't know where I put it, but I had, oh, here it is, H100. Yep, triangles on a roll. So I started, this roll was brand new when I started. So I'm about halfway, might be more than halfway through with my roll.
And we have a new YouTube member.
Yay, thank you.
Janisa, welcome. Ooh, hang on. There we go, confetti cannon. And for our YouTube members, we actually had a video on Monday.
Yeah, so on Monday what I did was I showed the entire Moda catalog, charm packs, all the pre-cuts with Moda, like the fat quarter bundles, all of it, so you could kind of see the colors. So if you want to be a YouTube member, you can go back, you can watch the past videos, but kind of an up close, way more detail, but there's no way I could do that in this whole hour for everybody because I would have too many questions.
Yes, there's also a silly picture of me wearing a GoPro for YouTube members only.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. So funny.
Okay, let me go back to the questions here. Okay, since you mentioned the Vintage Christmas book, when will Cozy Christmas fabric be available?
It should be really soon. Yes, it should be within 2 weeks. So it is basically clearing customs right now. And once it gets to Riley Blake, they're going to turn that around and ship it to us. I have most of it. I'm only short like 2 SKUs, so we're real close. I'm so happy to be able to give you an answer that's accurate. So as long as everything works and the customs, you know, clearing it through customs, we should be 2 weeks.
And what size do the triangles finish at?
1 inch.
Okay.
So this is basically 2 inches. 2.5 inches, but it'll be finished 2 inches. And so my goal is, the whole point of that was to, number 1, use scraps, and number 2, to just make something for all of 2019 that shows all the color variations that I use throughout the year. And I'm gonna have my kids actually, I'm gonna tell them I want, you know, 20 by 30 or whatever, and I'm just gonna have them lay it on the floor and let them pick how it looks. And then I'll do like a custom bag. But I'm trying to make it as big as possible. And I can, but I gotta get going because that's not enough. I'm sure that's way more than it looks like, but I need to have like 1,000. And I'm at 162, so I'm at about 20% there.
It's crazy.
Or 16% there. My math's gotta get better than that.
We have another new YouTube member,
Yay,
Deborah
thank you.
Maria. Yay, thanks for joining. Okay, and the next question, oh, hang on, okay. What do you do with half triangles on a roll?
I don't know what half triangles on a roll are.
Okay, so if you want to clarify that for us, that question was from Brenda Merritt.
I think maybe she meant, what do you do with half square triangles? So half square triangles, basically, I make half square triangles from my scraps. I'm turning them into this. I also use half square triangles for any kind of block that I make. I have all of the rolls in this little thing, and I have them sorted by like 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch, and then I just pull them out as I go, but I use them like crazy. I'm almost out of the 1 inch, which is this one. Well, not almost out, but I got a second one because I knew I was going to need it. And then here's another one that's almost done. But I keep them in this little cart. I know you guys are going to want to know where I got this cart, and I got it at Home Goods, and I went back to get another one because I thought, I don't know, I just thought it'd be good to have another one, but they're all out, so, but yeah, I just got it at Home Goods. But yeah, I use the triangles on a roll whenever I can to make half square triangles because it saves time. And my kids, actually, 2 of them will fight over who gets to pull the paper off. So this Sunday, Emma was the one who pulled all the paper off for all of the 66 that I did on Sunday. So it helps me like save so much time when they just pull it off. It's so awesome.
Doreen Bolts was asking, is there a tutorial on Laurie Holt's Vintage Christmas?
No. But our instructions are super easy. We've got a video that Lily did that's awesome that shows like behind the scenes of when we're there photoing, different things you can do with it because, you know, Laurie sews all the quilts multiple times. But all of the instructions are super easy. There's no applique. Very easy to follow.
And Mary Sachs was saying, do the labels come with your name on them already?
They do. And you get 1 a month.
Do you ever free motion quilt your quilts?
No. We're going to have some videos though from Gina Tell, and she's going to show us some of that. We already did one, if you want to look back in our YouTube, and she's going to do a little bit more also. I don't, I sew a lot of quilts. I sew so much. Yesterday I sewed 8 hours, and all I got done was 3 blocks because I was just a little bit scatterbrained yesterday. But I do a ton of quilts. I don't think I would have time to quilt them, to be able to keep going. I've got, I think, 5 projects going right now. So I'm already working on the blocks for next week to show you guys other stuff that I'm working on. I don't think I would have time, and I don't think I would have the patience. I pretty much sew really fast. Like when I hit the button, I'm going fast. I can't imagine free motion quilting. It would be a hot mess because it'd be like, rah, 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 rah. It would just be all over the place. There's no way, because you have to be like slow, steady, and patient. I'm none of those things. So I just have to be honest with my abilities and know what my limitations are.
And can you clarify which of the books we talked about is 20% off? Because there's some confusion in the comments about which book it was.
Okay, so this is On a Roll. This is 20% off.
It's the only book that we showed.
It's the only book that's on sale. The coupon is Roll20. And we can put in the details, like the exact date it expires. It expires like at midnight in a week. Central Standard Time. So.
And Sadie Apple says, newbie quilter here. I just bought some of the little snippets to try a baby quilt. Do I cut off the pinking sheared edges on the little square?
You can use them as the edge. You don't have to cut them off. And what you would do is line that up with the 1/4 inch.
And ADB says, maybe you've been asked this before, but how many quilts do you think you've made in your lifetime?
I think probably 300. Like my closet is like such a mess. And I was like counting. I mean, I've probably got 100 in my closet, and some of them are really small. I've probably got 30 or 40 upstairs. I've probably got 50 to 100 at work. I mean, I've got a lot. I make a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Pam Zoratsky says, when does the new year for the Sew Sampler box start?
April.
So next month.
Next month.
Jamie Bell says, how do you attach bindings, by hand or machine?
I attach the first part by machine, and I hand do the back always. I am very OCD about things. I like things perfect, and I actually enjoy doing the binding. Even sewing it on, the only thing that I don't like about it is the weight. So when I trim this down, my son Peyton today, I'll ask him, hey, can you, he's the one that likes to do it. He really wants to learn how to sew. So I'll tell him, can you hold it? And he'll hold, like my table will be here, and I'll be sewing and he'll hold it and he'll just keep that weight up and it helps it go really fast. But I love to do the binding. I enjoy that process of it. And then my son has some baseball this weekend, so I can probably get a whole side done during baseball, which like is like, oh my gosh, so boring. I cannot stand baseball. He's so funny. He's getting good, and he's so funny because he's like dramatic. On Wednesday, he's like all about like, he could just be an actor. He's like, him and Emma are really similar. They're very dramatic and like think that the world revolves around them, and they are just like so dramatic about everything. So he like hits the ball, and like he's so dramatic when he runs, and like if he catches the ball and he misses, he will like totally like just fall down on the ground, like make a whole big production instead of getting the ball and throwing it in. Oh my gosh, Kevin was like so mad on Wednesday because he's just like over there, like he's like having a whole play over there, and he's like, do you see your son? Do you see what he's doing? And I'm like, yeah, I see. I mean, he's just like so, it's like, he's just so dramatic about like, look at me. I'm like, I don't know, he's just crazy.
Maybe you should try acting.
I know. So I'm just like, I don't know. He's so fun. But he just like is really passionate about it. He loves it. So he's just like, oh, I gotta be the best. And I just like, you're crazy.
Awesome. Several people in the comments agree that baseball is boring.
Yeah, it's really boring because your kid is not out there much. And it's also, at least it's coach pitched. Last year, my older sons did kid pitch. That was horrible because they, you know, the kids, like they're new, they don't know how to pitch. That was like the worst. But the twins decided they did not want to do baseball again because it's too much work. So instead they're doing something they're doing lacrosse, which is really more technique. And it's right by our house. And so they like that because they can go right by the house. Some of their friends from school are in it. So they opted to do that instead. I don't know how I feel about that.
Teresa was asking, when do you expect to have the new Triangles on a Roll packs to come out with different selections?
It's pretty soon, probably a couple months, 2 to 3 months.
And Becky is asking, are y'all going to try to get some decorative 3-ring binders made for storing patterns?
Yes, but it will be, yes. It will be a while, because that has to be like, you have to like design it. You have to get a prototype. You have to get that mailed in. You have to like send all these wire I mean, it is like a whole process. But yes, we are working on it. But it will be 3 to 4 months at least. But it'll be amazing when we finish it.
Yes. Marlene Dickerson says, is there a chance of having flying geese on a roll?
They do have flying geese on a roll. I think it's better for jelly braids. I don't know what we're going to do with that because now we own Triangles on a Roll, but I'm not sure what we're going to do with that part. Right now we're focused on the book we're doing, and we're also focused on the new squares of half square triangle paper, and then probably in the summer we're going to be looking at like revamping other stuff. I always say like stay on your steps. So like I always say step 1, step 2, step 3. So we're like on step 2 or 3. So I don't want to get ahead of myself.
And Teresa said, Kimberly, how do you keep so many projects straight?
So I keep them very organized. I have a drawer for everything. And like, for example, today I'm going to be working on Harry Potter. I'm going to get totally caught up. That is a free sew along by Kelly Fannin. It's kellyfannonquilts.com. She's doing a free sew along. So I've got to get caught up. Tomorrow will be block 11. And by tomorrow I should have all 11 done. I also am working on the vintage block along. I've got to get caught up on that. I am working on the So Colorful blocks, and I'm going to be doing gray on Saturday. I just kind of I have a list. I have a little list, and every day I'm like, okay, this has to get done. I have goals. That's how I stay on track. But then Christopher has baseball and Emma has dance. It's going to be interesting. So we live in Austin, and she has dance in Hutto. She has it at 7 p.m. Saturday night, and then it ends at 10:30. And then she has to be back there at 7:30. I don't even know how far it is. It's got to be at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm going to be so and then you have to stay till awards, which I'm totally fine with. So so it's going to be like a late night Saturday and an early morning Sunday. But I love all that. I don't mind. I just don't really know where Hutto is. So I'm like, you know, that's one thing I need to probably figure out today is where is Hutto and how do I get there? I asked one of my friends and he was like, oh, you just take 35 until you hit 79. And I'm like, I don't know where 79 is. Forget it. I asked that at dinner last weekend and I haven't even thought about it. But it'll be good because I'll have the binding to do. And I'm also working on proofing Laurie's next book. and her next cross stitch. But yes, like I said, like I just have a million things going on, but I take it day to day. I also, like, a motto that I have, and I try to tell this to my like extended family, it's like I live day to day or week to week. So every Sunday night I look at my calendar for all week and I worry about what's going to happen that week. I don't worry about in 2 weeks. Like if my mom asks me what am I doing in 2 weeks, she knows not to ask me because I'll just be like, I have no idea. Because it always changes. I have 4 kids. They're into all kinds of things. They change their mind every day with what they want to do. Maybe something might pop up at school or whatever. So I try not to get ahead of myself, and I try to focus on day to day and stay on that task for that day. And one thing I am really, one of my goals for right now, because I always have goals for myself, is I feel like I've been like underwater, like totally behind. I'm just behind on everything. And so one of the things that I want to do today and tomorrow morning before dance is just get kind of caught up on things for live stream. Get caught up on a lot of the little things, loose ends, so that I can maybe be a little bit more focused, because I feel like I'm a little bit unfocused right now. And I don't like to be unfocused, but I get like that when I have so much on my plate. But I like to be busy. That's kind of the motto of my life. I've never been not busy. I never just sit down. Like I will take a nap. I mean, I'm not saying I won't take a nap, but I won't just sit and watch TV. Like if I'm watching TV, I'm cross-stitching or quilting or proofing a book or something. Like I never just sit down and do nothing, but I do take a nap.
Okay, so just for the sake of time, I'm only going to take 2 more questions. Once the live stream's over, if you guys still have questions that you want us to answer, just like leave them in the comments and we can answer them there. But don't leave it in the live chat because we can't go back and answer those. So the first question is from Kelsey. Is that the true color of the book stand? Online it looks light blue, but here it looks turquoise, and are there different colors available? There's
only one color available. It is aqua. The light in this house is very dark, so it is lighter than this, I think. It's only one color. We did have a request for red, but that will be like, I don't think we'll ever add another color, just because it looks good. But yeah, and this is really complicated to get made. This is like not easy to just get made, and it's super metal. But yeah, I think it's a little bit lighter. Would you say so, Lily?
Yeah, it's like, I think
the
light turquoise.
Light turquoise, light aqua. It's a little bit dark in here.
Yeah.
That's just the way. We're going to add some lighting, but Kevin, we have to hire an electrician, or Kevin has to figure it out, or whatever. Or like the first step is I have to go, he wants me to go to Home Depot and pick something out. I'm like, okay, I'll add that to my list of things to do. So one day when I'm free, I'll do it. I just have to do it.
All right. And then the last question is, are we going to have a special Easter box similar to the Cupid box?
No on Easter. That would be hard because Easter, religion, I don't know, it would be hard. No, our next one is scheduled for later than that, but we do have some special boxes in the works. And then, so yeah, that's going to be it for today, but I do want to tell you that Lily and I are going to have a fun day today because we are going to go shopping for furniture. I can't say for what, because I don't want to be copied, but we are going to be, so if you email or you put comments and we don't answer right away, that is why we're going shopping for a new sewing table and a little decoration. So,
real quick, we have a new YouTube member.
Oh, yay,
Christy Wilson.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yay. Just want to make sure I got that in.
And then next Wednesday I will be having my Fat Quarter Shop Floss Tube, which is our second YouTube channel, so I would love for you to subscribe to that. It's going to be at 10 a.m. next week because my son has next week my son is having a musical performance, the one that is dramatic, so I cannot wait to see this. My God. And then next Friday it'll be 9 a.m. Central Time again. So y'all have a great weekend, and I hope to have lots of stuff to show you again next week. So see you next time.
Okay.